Welcome to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, bringing baby boomers proven strategies and innovative products for getting fit, staying fit, so you can live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Here's your host, best-selling author and fitness advocate, Phil Ferris.
This is Phil Ferris, and welcome to our show. Never Too Late for Fitness Radio provides answers and straight talk about fitness, nutrition, and healthy lifestyles for people over 50. During each show, we talk to real health and fitness experts, solving real problems with proven solutions you can apply to your day-to-day life. If you have a medical condition and are looking for ways to improve the quality of your life, this session is for you. If you're preparing for cancer surgery or recovering from post-surgery and you want the quickest way to get back on your feet, this session is for you. If you're healthy and you want to maintain your independence through exercise and stress management, this also is a great session for you. My guest today is Robyn Caruso, the founder of the Stress Management Institute for Health and Fitness Professionals and Uniquely You Wellness Center. She received her bachelor's degree from Rowan University in Health Promotion and Fitness Management. She is an American Council on Exercise personal trainer and group fitness instructor. She's a certified health education specialist by NCHEC and health coach through Dr. Sears Wellness Institute, and a compassion, fatigue, resiliency, and recovery educator. Robyn is an industry expert for the MedFit Network and MedFit Education Foundation Advisory Board member, and an adjunct professor for Camden County Community College and Personal Training Advisory Board member. She has taken the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction program, MBSR, through Jefferson University Hospital for mindfulness. She has been in the fitness industry for 16 years in the medical-based fitness arena. Thank you, Robyn, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Phil. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, that's great. Maybe it would be helpful to help our listeners if you just tell us a little bit about your fitness business and the types of clients with whom you work.
Sure. I actually have the Stress Management Institute for Health and Fitness Professionals, like you had said, and Uniquely You Wellness. I had started the Stress Management Institute first, and then I had decided to create a wellness center to go with that because I also wanted to be working with my program to help individuals as well as train other health and fitness professionals to work with my program as well. My program, the whole program is called Relax. So there's different facets to it. So I wanted to incorporate that into my wellness center. So for my wellness center, any services that you should buy from me, I include meditation into all of them. So if you have a personal training session, your last 5 minutes is going to be stress management techniques, which I think is very important for everybody. So I like to incorporate mindfulness in with my wellness programs. So that is why I chose to come up with Uniquely You Wellness Center with my certification. And I pretty much run the gamut, working with many different kinds of people with health, medical conditions, as well as people who just want to stay fit or be able to live an independent lifestyle. So I'm pretty much working with almost everybody.
Okay, so but a key component of your program is stress and stress management. Can you tell us a little bit why that's a priority in your program?
Sure. For me, since I've been working with people in medical-based fitness, cancer patients was one group, caregivers. I saw that fitness is very important, but I could definitely see stress management as being a missing component. Many people take yoga and different things like that, but you won't get to take it, for instance, maybe every day, or some people aren't good at doing meditation by themselves. So I wanted to have some way of incorporating mindfulness into programs for fitness to be able to help them. I feel like it's a more well-rounded approach than you just have your fitness session, and then you go home for the day. And then I call it homework, where I give them things to do at home, whether it's a recording of me doing guided meditation with them, so that way they can continue at home as well. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how I work my wellness center.
So tell me a little bit about, a lot of people may have heard medication or heard about it, but they may not have actually experienced it. So whether to make the assumption that everybody knows what it means and how you benefit from it, can you tell us a little bit about meditation and why it's so important in terms of the wellness and fitness arena?
Sure. Meditation can mean different things to different individuals. There is no right or wrong way to meditate. Some people meditate standing up, sitting down, laying down. Some people like to think of it as a religious type of activity. It can be, doesn't have to be. So it's pretty much, it can be tailored towards the individual. My personal meditations that I do for my program are not religious based. So I do guided imageries, taking people to the beach, to the park, different things like that, using colors, breathing techniques. So it really depends on the person. A lot of people tend to shy away in the beginning from meditation because they think it has to be religious, but it doesn't. Some people will actually use prayer in their meditation on their own. Again, I don't do that in my meditation, but people can choose to. Meditation can be anything from, like I said, guided imagery of me talking to them, guiding them through a place where they are, going somewhere. It could be a mental vacation, beach, park. It could be emphasizing, paying attention to your breathing. There's many different ways you can go with it. It just depends on what kind of meditation. And I always like to tell people, try different types of meditation, because you might find that one type works better for you than another type. Not everybody is the same.
But what is the overall purpose of meditation, and how does it really factor into someone's health and fitness?
Sure. The purpose of meditation is to pretty much help individuals to de-stress, decrease cortisol levels, which are the hormone. It's a hormone in your body that when you get stressed, cortisol levels tend to get higher, which can depress your immune system. There's different things that are going on when you're stressed. So meditation can definitely help to lower blood pressure, lower heart rate, bring down cortisol levels, help you to de-stress. Some people who, in my meditations, who have Parkinson's, the tremors will actually first came in. People who have arthritis have told me that they feel better. They don't have as much pain. So pretty much something else other than, I look at it as medication to assist with what they may be taking or doing in their daily life. But I have had people come back to me and give me those examples of things that have happened for them.
Okay, so meditation to me is kind of a way to kind of quiet the mind a little bit and to disengage all the bombardment of stressful factors that may be in the external world or the thoughts that we have that can put us into a stress mode. And and if we don't do that, we stay in this heightened state of hyperactivity or awareness, especially with what we people that spend a lot of time on the computer. They're bombarded by messages and information that's meant to excite and engage them in an insightful way. And that's good for a while, but after a while, your body needs to, kind of turn itself off and go into recovery mode. And a lot of times people don't know how to do that. And so meditation is one of the ways that people can do to quiet the mind and help quiet the body. Are there any other specific benefits that you see people getting from adding meditation to the part of their physical fitness?
Well, what I mentioned, along with, like I said, I've also worked with caregivers, so it gives them a break, but mentally it helps to calm the mind. So basically with meditation, you're not totally emptying your mind. You're still letting thoughts come and go, but you're not judging them. So you want to meet your body and your mind where it is. So instead of thinking, okay, I want to empty my mind, if a thought comes through your mind, you want to be thinking, that's interesting. Why am I thinking that?
Now, you work with a number of clients who have medical conditions, and they come to you because they have kind of extraordinary issues they have to deal with in terms of their fitness and health. Can you talk a little bit about why they come to you and what they get when they work with you?
Sure. As you said, I have a lot of clients who have medical conditions. A lot of them have more than one. Some of them may have 5, another may have about 10. So a lot of them are having a lot of different medical conditions that you need to look at separately as well as together, because the body works together. So I get people that have arthritis, that also have diabetes, also have osteoporosis, von Willebrand's disease. Then I have somebody else who has traumatic brain injury. So he is totally blind. He's been with me for about 6 years now. He was mountain climbing and he fell in Australia, and he ended up becoming blind from that. And then I have another client that I can give you an example of who has PTSD. He was in the military. He also has arthritis in his knees and has other issues that he's working with. So I get a collective amount of people with different issues, and I like to look at them as a whole person. So if somebody comes to me with, I'm going to use my client who has traumatic brain injury as an example, comes to me, I don't just look at, him getting strong. I'm looking at, okay, what else can I pull in? So a lot of times I will use my coworkers or somebody else that I know of on the outside to help me. So I may say to him, okay, well, you're working out with me, but then we also want to incorporate mindful stretch or massage, just different, any kind of techniques that I can pull in to work with people as a whole being, not just looking at one condition, but looking at everything together. That's my typical approach.
Okay. And when people come into you, what are their typical fitness goals that they express to you that they want to accomplish in working with you?
A lot of them have the same type of goals, which is to lose weight, to get stronger, to become healthier. And then when I sit with them, I also like to give them my goals from an assessment when I do a fitness assessment. So if I notice, for instance, that somebody has hypertension, I'm going to mention to them, well, let's try and get your numbers down. So I'm looking at everything. So, and they appreciate that, and they like that I can also chime in with my expertise and try and help them with other goals that they may not see or may not think can happen from exercise, which can also be lowering blood sugar. So I like to work with everything and try to see how many different ways I can help each client.
Okay. Now, Robyn, what motivated you to take your particular fitness journey?
I was 16 years old, and I went to a gym, not really knowing what I was getting into or what I was doing, but my doctor had told me I needed to go because I had gained some weight, and he was concerned that if I kept on the same path that I was also going to have blood sugar issues, hypertension. So I went, and I really enjoyed working out, and I wanted to know why I was doing what I was doing. So I was asking the woman who owned the facility, and she finally said to me, you may want to go to school for this because it's just too much for me to explain. So that's how I got into going to school.
Okay. And then what took you down the path to work with people with medical conditions?
When I graduated school, I was first a physical therapist aide and a personal trainer. So thankfully, the physical therapists that I worked with were really good. I got to see a lot of different things that were going on, and they would quiz me a lot and just really pique my interest. And I really enjoyed seeing the different outcomes of different people. So if somebody came in with knee issues, like I would also be working with the physical therapist. I really enjoyed seeing people get their results. And from there, it's my passion. I've always worked with individuals with disabilities, and it's just a great feeling.
Okay. Now, the one thing that always kind of perplexes me a little bit is that everybody knows that stress is bad for you, that it is one of the leading contributors to chronic diseases, depression, and poor fitness for people. Yet people are very reluctant to do anything about managing their stress. Can you tell me why that is, and what has to happen for people to become more proactive in managing stress?
It's actually quite interesting. Since I started working with the Stress Management Institute, I've noticed it depends on also the different populations of people. But from some people, I've noticed that they don't even realize they're stressed. I can see it. Some people don't realize it. Some people do realize it, but they say they don't have time to start on their journey of being able to de-stress and learning meditation. So it's really different for each person who you talk to. But when you start talking to them and you can get them into a place where they start doing meditation, which is why I like to add it into my fitness sessions, because then they see the benefit sometimes even after the first time they do it, even for 5 minutes. And they say, oh my gosh, I never realized how stressed I was feeling. So sometimes it's just helping them to realize that they are stressed, or if they realize it but don't think they have the time, then helping them to fit in, kind of like exercise where personal trainers help you figure out where to fit exercise into your day. I also help people figure out where to fit meditation and different things like that into their day.
So besides the 5 minutes or so at the end of a session, how else do you get people to fit meditation into their day? What would be some tips that you use?
Sure. I always try to tell people to pick a time of day that works for them, whether it's early in the morning when they first get up or at night when they get home. So you want to pick a time of day that's going to work for you, because if you try to pick a time that isn't going to work, it's just going to be really hard. And most people, 9 times out of 10, decide, well, this time isn't working for me, so I'm not going to do it. I also tell people to schedule it into their phones, into their calendars, like any other appointment. Make an appointment with yourself. Because if you don't make an appointment, again, chances are you probably aren't going to get to it, especially in the beginning. As you start meditating more, you'll start making the time for it because you feel so much better and you really see the need to do it. Another tip is you want to find a room that's quiet. So you want to find a room that has no television, no iPad, no iPhone, nothing that can turn on, so that way you have a quiet space. And give yourself, I always tell people to start only 10 minutes in the beginning, so that way you know you can do 10 minutes. You should be able to do 10 minutes. So those are some tips that I generally give beginners when they're first starting.
Okay, so let's pick a time that's good for you. Find a quiet room, schedule it into your day, and, anybody can do 10 minutes. So that's
exactly.
Okay. Now, one of the programs you often recommend is your program called Mindful Stretch. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and how it's different from perhaps other programs that it may sound like?
Sure. So my full program is called Relax. So what I do is I can do one-on-one meditation. I can classify my clients into certain categories depending on how stressed they are. So it's really a stress management prescription, I like to call it, stress management program that goes along with your fitness program. So it's kind of like a tool that you can use, trainers can use with clients. So Mindful Stretch is a part of that. And what I do is I blended meditation with stretching, and then I go back to meditation. So it's meditation, stretching, meditation. My stretching is the normal stretches you're used to, but I've found that there's a certain type of stretches, they're called Makaho stretches, and they're actually really, I've actually had yoga instructors take my class after teaching yoga and saying that they feel so much more relaxed even after a yoga class from incorporating these particular stretches in a certain order. So Mindful Stretch is basically meditation mixed with Makaho stretches and put in a certain order, so that way you end up feeling a certain way when you're finished. You usually end up feeling sleepy, a little bit tired, and just relaxed for the rest of your day. And I also tell individuals who take my class to not work out after. So if you want to get a workout in, work out before, so that way when you're finished, hopefully for the rest of your day, you can have this relaxed feeling.
Okay, now for someone like me that's not real I've done yoga, but I can't, besides downward dog and the child position, maybe the warrior, those are about the only stretches that come to mind. So when you talk about the stretches you do, can you describe what they are and how they're different from perhaps the more common ones that people hear about?
Sure. So if you're doing like an inner thigh stretch, so putting your leg out to the side, leaning over forward, reaching out toward your toe, that's one of the stretches. So they're your normal everyday stretches, but a lot of people, until I actually started researching it, I didn't realize that they also run along with the Makaho stretches, which is really interesting to me. And what they pretty much do is they can run along the different meridians of the body, kind of like acupuncture. So they may be hitting some of those meridians in order to give you a relaxation, stress reduction feeling.
Okay. That sounds very cool. How long do this mindful stretch usually take?
It's an hour class.
Okay. And when you're done, you're going to feel like a limp blanket. I mean, that's the purpose, right? I mean, you feel very relaxed and maybe, as you said, a little bit maybe even a little sleepy, right?
Yes, that's what I want. I want people to feel very relaxed when they're finished. They may feel sleepy. I do get a lot of different cancer patients in my class, as well as caregivers. It's a mix of all different kinds of people. And I've noticed that even if cancer patients come in after treatment, maybe they can't do the stretches, but they like to just be there to meditate. So that's another way to get your clients in to meditate, and that is totally fine. If they can't stretch, they just want to sit and do that. Just anything to really calm the stress, because stress, as you know, is really bad for the body, mentally, physically, and you just want to calm that down as best you can.
Now, if someone was interested and was thinking about trying your program or a program like yours, what advice would you give them to encourage them to actually make the commitment?
I would tell them to definitely try it. I have a lot of people who try it for the first time, and after they've gotten done, that they really enjoy it. I've had some people now that have been doing this for 5-6 years in my class. They come every Sunday, and they just love doing it. They love the way that they feel, and they actually, it's been going really great.
So once they try it, they kind of get hooked, and it's something that they want to continue doing. Is that right?
Yeah, that's usually what happens, because a lot of people, especially for the meditation piece, as I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of people tend to think that it's religious, so they get nervous. They're nervous to try it. But once they try it, they do get hooked on it, and they love taking the class.
Okay. So, Robyn, you've given us a lot of good information about stress management and your program. If people want more information about your program or to contact you for more information, where should they go?
Sure, I'll give you my email address. My email address is Robyn, ROBYN, A is in Apple, the number 3 at Comcast.net, or they can call me on my phone. My number is 609-636-0388 for any questions that they may have.
And just so that, and what is your address for the people that are in your area so they can look you up?
Sure. My web address is psmihfp.com, and I'm in Woodbury Heights. So my physical location is 992 Mantua Pike, Woodbury Heights, and that's in New Jersey.
In New Jersey, okay. And so if someone isn't in your area, is there ways they can work with you or get information from you that can help them?
Sure. I can also do either online training, and I can do online meditation. I do it with some people by phone even. So that's another avenue that they can try.
Okay, so if you're feeling stressed out and you're looking for a program that you can try, this is a great place to go. And Robyn will work with you. It's very not that often that everybody will give her, she gave you a phone number, very accessible, great information. So Robyn, thank you so much for sharing your background and your information about Mindful Stretch and your total health program.
Thank you for having me, Phil.
All right, you have a wonderful day.
You too.
You've been listening to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, hosted by Phil Ferris. To learn more about the guests or resources on our show today, or to listen to past episodes, go to nevertoolateforfitness.com.